Talk about money segment of the big show. Real estate chalk talk. Money, money, money. Kelvin, what's going on?
Well, I got a bunch of stuff I wanted to touch on here today. I was at a good seminar this week, so I want to touch on a couple of things they brought up there with one of the big coaches in the real estate market. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions around that. So it's going to be a lot of Q&A for the money section because I've got a couple, every week I look for some good articles, talk about what's going on in the market. And then the title this week is Relatively Steady. I mean, everything went sideways. Everything went sideways, meaning not up, not down, just kind of
It'll go that way through Thanksgiving.
I really think so as well. So we saw some improvement, but we didn't see the improvement in rates. So we're still waiting to see if we can get a little bit because the broader bond market indicated more improvement that we got on the rate side.
You float my lockdown a little bit.
No, you're locked in. You're done.
Better rate.
Don't trust me.
That was a question I did get this week, though.
What's that?
Oh, well, since we're writing a purchase agreement, new construction, it's 6 months out from now.
Yep.
If we do a 60-day lock, we wait 4 months, and we do a 60-day lock. If 30 days from now my rate's, less, what can I do?
Well, we have a float down option. So it allows you to lock. I mean, quite honestly, you can lock now. The longer the lock period, it's a little bit of money that you pay in.
Yeah, and that was our discussion. It's cost prohibitive if you lock 6 months out,
but you can do it. And then if the market corrects a lot, then we renegotiate. I did it twice this past week where we had to go in, renegotiate because the market improved a little bit. And it's just like I had enough there that we could renegotiate the rate.
Yeah. So if you lock now and then rates go up, then you guys get to increase the rate then later, right?
We do not get to increase the rate. That's what, right? That's the
just checking.
No, I would love that, but no, we don't have that option. So that's why you pay a little premium for the longer lock period. But we look at everything at 60 days and then 45 and then 30 and there's a 15-day lock as well. So
a 15-day.
15-day. Yeah.
Really?
And what's interesting though, because everybody knows how busy the market is right now, and people probably don't care about this, but the investors then are giving us pricing that's better at 45 days and 60 days than 30. They're like,
we're too busy.
Because then when they say, that when on delivery, so it's really worked. It's working nicely. So a lot of what we're doing, I mean, like in your case, we're doing your refinance right now. We're locked probably on a 45 or 60, and we're going to lock and we'll close next week. It's like, but that's where I could find the best price. So. So we didn't see a lot of great improvement on rates. Investors are kind of watching the U.S. China again. Trump will tweet saying, "Hey, we're close. We're close." It affects the markets, right? And then the rest of the people say, "No, it's not." Then it will affect the market. So we're just kind of steady Eddie right now. 30-year fixed rates, and this is again, I had a question this last week. Said, "Hey, I heard you on the radio show talk about rates, and now my rate's higher. Why is that?" 634 mid credit score. Right. You know what I mean?
Best.
Not the best, not the strongest credit, not the, this is assuming top tier scenarios, right? So you're talking top credit, top, right? So 30-year fixed, then you're looking around 375. So high threes, I like to say it more in broad categories, high threes. 15-year is kind of low to mid threes right now. And then FHA is low to mid threes as well. So really perfect. I mean, the rates aren't an issue, right? So in the whole scenario of buying real estate,
rates are not an issue.
We're a non-issue right now. So that's so that's good. So we're happy with what's going on. We had we continue just to pump out quite a few refinances as well. I had one this week that a thing just for people to be conscientious of when you're going to your bank saying, "Hey, I need a line of credit," make sure you're aware if they're hooking your house in it. Right. So I had a refinance. We're paying off first, second, and he has a line of credit on his credit, but it didn't say mortgage. But then when we get title work back, there's another $91,000 attached to his home that he thought that was just a line of credit.
But wouldn't you close on? I mean, that would be part of the closing, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. But now we have on title work, we have 3 mortgages to address versus 2.
I mean, for him, when he took out the line of credit, they can't just.
He goes in and signs some papers and never, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy. I mean, quite honestly, I like technology, right? The bad thing with technology is you click on the big blue pen, right? When I was buying my house, all you kept click on the big, just click. Well, you know what you do? You click, and then it takes you to the next signature block. And no one goes back and says, oh no, scroll up, so I can actually read what I'm signing. And that's what this guy said. Yeah, he just sent me something. I just clicked the buttons. Well, when you click the buttons and don't read it,
you just tied your home into a
Right.
line of credit.
Right.
yeah. So it just shifted,
I picked
right?
up 4 cars that way.
Yeah.
So it's yeah. So it's just interesting. So just be aware. The other thing someone asked this week when they called in was, and I think we talked about last week. It's pretty interesting because again, paying like a 3% payout versus a 2.7 or 2.3. That is being done. But I thought you said at the previous show that you can't incent. Can I, as the seller, incent you to sell my house by paying a higher commission to the buyer's agent?
Yes.
I can't. Okay.
Yeah. It just has to be published. That's
Okay. So as long as it's in the MLS, I can pay out a 4% payout.
You can pay out whatever you want as long as it's published.
Okay.
So that everybody knows, and then the buyers need to be aware of that as well, so that they know that you are getting paid a premium to sell them this house.
How is the buyer made aware of that? Because that is information that is given to you on the MLS.
Because we have a disclosure requirement that we're required to disclose to a buyer the compensation that we're receiving on the property that we're selling.
Interesting.
So,
yep, the property you're selling, but what about the buyer? If you're representing me as a buyer, do you have to disclose?
We have a
to me
commission
what you make?
disclosure form that we sign with the buyer. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That tells them how we get paid. When we discuss how we get paid as real estate agents and da-da-da-da-da. And then there's also a document that we have the buyer sign that talks about
that's property
how we get
specific.
paid.
Okay.
That is property specific.
Cool. Are you guys seeing more of that right now this time of year to help incentivize properties to get moving?
Not really, no.
No.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention
New construction,
to it.
No, new construction is kind of the opposite. I mean,
is it?
they do
I
have
remember
some companies have some
years.
incentives to sell more for their company.
Okay.
In that they have like a graduated commission schedule, but
Okay.
all that stuff kind of ebbs and flows.
Okay.
And
So it's nothing
nothing
that's
really
going to move
jumping
the needle.
out right now.
Okay.
No.
I'm just thinking for
Nothing
sellers
that's
right
going
now.
to steer the market.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm
One
just
way or
thinking
the
for
other.
sellers right now, little concerned going into, we're this time of year. Is there something I can do as a seller to kind of move my property?
I
get
think
more-
it's more or less having the agent really trusting your agent. If you do trust your agent, first of all, but trust your agent and what he or she is telling you regarding pricing. And if that agent knows what they're talking about, and that's the key. Like, do we know if our agent knows what they're talking about? However, that's on you as a seller to, pick the right agent. And we'd be happy to do that if anybody's listening to us. 612-627-8000. If
You'd be happy to vet their
you're looking for somebody with experience to be able to price your property. Pricing is super key. Pricing and preparation.
Yeah.
And because we have properties that are on the market that are hanging out right now. We were talking at coffee this morning. Home for $680. You go in the house like this thing's $100,000 overpriced, and now I'm watching it at $650, and soon it'll be $625, and then it'll be $599, and then if they were to price the property correctly up front, they save the market time. A, and B, you always sell it for more than you otherwise could have had you just priced it appropriately to begin with. It's the same thing. So it's getting that trust in each other with the seller's agent, and then moving forward how you should be moving forward.
One of the things we talked about this week with a couple people was, as a buyer, being best time to purchase is right now.
Certainly.
Right.
Yeah.
So would you guys agree, like the best months, the best time frame right now is literally November, December, January is the best time for a buyer to go find their new home? That's
right. If there's inventory available to you and your price point that you're looking, and there's no reason why you would wait. If you're going to wait, inventory will be higher. But
And
there's
so will
also
prices.
way more competition.
Yeah.
And it's the same cycle. Like we were talking about this morning. It's the same cycle.
Yeah.
It's going to be a zoo come in March or April, or when the snow kind of pushes us around a little bit, but it's a good time to buy.
Okay. Best time to sell. Are you waiting with people right now if they're saying, well, we're thinking, should we do it now, Keith? Should I do it after the holidays?
Best time to sell is when you need to move.
Okay.
So that's the real estate agent in me saying that, right? So we can get the listing on the market and get you moving along.
Right.
However, if you don't need to sell, if you're in a position to purchase something now, not everybody is, I understand that. But the best case scenario is to pick up a home over the next 3 months.
Okay.
and then work to prep your house to get it on the market for springtime market, because we know there's more demand and we see the same type of cycle. Not everybody's in that situation though. So if there is a need driving your move, like we're moving out of state, whatever the issue may be, divorce situation, death, birth, all those things where you want to change your situation, then you can get moving.
You know what this is? This is the best time of the year to call us.
It is.
Because if you're thinking of moving sometime next year, this is the best time of the year to call. Because we'll go through the house with you, we'll lay out a roadmap for you and a way to assist you and coach you through the preparation and all that stuff. I mean, just all the stars are lining up for you now to get your home ready. You got time, you can do the work and get it so that when you come out in the spring with that house on the market, it is in the best possible place to have that house shown and to be looked at. It's just wonderful. And now's the time to do it. I mean, it's just a good time to take care of all that.
All right. On that note, that said, Kelvin Kaemingk, AMEC,